In this video, we're going to go through the patch notes for Assassin's Creed Title Update 1.3.1. This is the River Raids update, and see what they're going to add and take away. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Assassin's Creed. Okay, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Title Update 1.3.1 launches tomorrow, September 7th. It's going to have game improvements, Odin's Blessing, Community Tattoo Contest items, River Raids update, new Nightmare combat difficulty, and it's going to be 14 to 34 gigabytes depending on the platform. Whoa. Alright, so let's see if we can read through these patch notes, see what did they tell us. Oh my. Alright, here we go. Assassin's Creed Valhalla Title Update 1.3.1. It'll be deployed on all supported platforms on September 7th, 2021 at 2 p.m. CEST, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. For the Xbox Series X and S, it's going to be 34 gigabytes. Xbox One, 26 gigabytes. PlayStation 5, 14 gigabytes. And PlayStation 4, 30 gigabytes. I hope you got a lot of room on your PlayStation 4. And PC, 26.5 gigabytes. Let's make it a little bigger. The new content. 3 new rivers to the River Raids game mode. Arif, Berneba, and Rhine face 2 river champions and the new champions of the faith. Defeat them to get your hands on new weapons. Okay, so hopefully like the champions on the faith are going to be like the zealots, so big bosses. Added new rewards to River Raids. Lose armor and 5 weapons, including a short sword. Yam's Viking Hall can be upgraded to level 4-5, allowing players to hire Yam's Viking level 4-5 respectively. Yam's Vikings of higher rank can carry more rations and do more damage to enemies. Okay, so hopefully the 4-5 Yam's Vikings will not be so pathetic as the 1, 2, 3 level Yam's Vikings. So maybe we would actually be able to use them. 3 new abilities can be found in the River Raids Monastery. Spinning Harpoon. Eivor performs a spinning attack that can be combined with other harpoon-based abilities. Enemies caught in the spin are knocked back. Percussion Arrow. Hit an enemy's shield to create a shockwave that staggers and damages nearby enemies. Precision Axe Throw. Eivor performs a devastating axe throw that targets an enemy's weak point. Ooh. Alright, that sounds pretty good. Percussion Arrow. Hit an enemy's shield, create a shockwave. Whoa. And then a spinning attack. Spinning Harpoon. Okay, so Vaughn's map, right? So there's the 3 original River Raids that we had, and then we've got 1 in Francia and 2 in Ireland. So that's cool. Rune perk challenges. Targeted rune socketing. This update means that runes will only affect the weapon they are socketed in, allowing players to create more targeted loadouts. For example, you could fill your left-hand weapon with attack runes and your right-hand weapon with stun runes, that both weapons have different effects. Some stats will stay global, example, assassination damage, fire damage, etc. No changes have been made to runes slotted on armor. They will still impact your character as a whole. Okay, so hopefully they do have loadouts. It's pretty annoying to transfer runes from one. You switch armor sets and you have to transfer all the runes out unless you have tons and tons of runes for every armor set. So it'd be nice if you could just keep just a standard set of runes, or you have several loadouts of runes, something like that. But just slotting them in every different armor set means that it just takes a long time to switch armor sets. We've removed the cap that prevented perks and rune perks, diamond shape effects from stacking beyond a certain threshold. Players will always see the impact of their perks and will be able to create more specialized loadouts. Okay, difficulty setting adjustments added Aesir Nightmare combat difficulty to the game. Plus 200 damages received, standard damage inflicted, 40% rations heal, 38% parried timing windows. Players will now heal according to their selected difficulty setting. Easy and default is 100%, hard 80%, very hard 60%, nightmare 60%. Okay, so you can't heal all the way, is that it? Or is it just I don't get that. I'm not sure what that means. Or that it's just because they said the rations heal 40%, but now they're saying the nightmare is 60 will heal according to their difficulties. They'll heal 60%. So do they ever heal to 100%? I don't know. That's really weird. I don't know what that means. Odin's Blessing Community Tattoo Contest. Added community tattoo contest items to the game. Elfie Dial on Twitter, torso chest. Outer Desert on Instagram, head. So I think these are community designed things. La Pampion 08 on Instagram, torso back. And Shelly's art on Instagram, arms. So these are tattoo designs made by the community, all right, that were selected. Okay, game improvements, miscellaneous. Updated the below skill nodes to include new weapon types as follows. Short sword, great sword skill node. Scythe spear skill node and sickle seax skill node. Alright, so the skills that you have for the great sword will translate to the short sword, and the spear skills will translate to the scythe, and the sickle will translate from the dagger or seax. Okay, players who cannot upgrade their settlement to level 6 due to lack of supplies will now be able to purchase supplies at the settlement merchant, only available at level 5 and once a specific amount of supplies been collected. You know, I don't know. I mean, supplies are the easiest things to get. I don't know why you would need to buy supplies. Like half the minor chests in England are supplies chests. So, anyways, players didn't take damage from. I guess it doesn't hurt. Players didn't take damage from fire arrow destroying a boat. Really, raw materials is the thing that keep you from upgrading your settlement. There's like a limited amount of raw materials. Although I think they added a few raids that give you raw materials in Francia and Ireland, so that's might make it a little bit easier. But you basically have to complete everything to get to level. You have to complete all the raw materials map quests prior to the DLC, the large expansions of Wrath of Druids and Siege of Paris. You basically had to do all the monastery raids and all the story missions which had raw materials as a reward to get to level 6. But now I think you can do it without doing all of that if you do some of the Siege of Paris and Wrath of the Druids. Players didn't take damage from fire after destroying a boat. Okay, that's weird. Players not receiving XP after completing daily quests in Ireland and Francia. Oh yeah, the dailies in Ireland and Francia are not giving XP. It didn't matter to me that much. You know, my Avor's been had so much XP. I've been actually trying to limit the XP accumulation because of the Dublin trading system. Longship missing or could be seen spawning in River Raids expansion 1 and 2. Photos deformed when taken in non-native aspect ratio in Borderlands window mode. Siege of Paris expansion 2 addressed. Players could re-enter the Ile de la City through unintended means. Sorry, folks. So they won't let you back into the... So there was a glitch to get in. Now you can't get in. The church gatekeeper from the rot in the slums is not in the game, causing investigation to disappear. Spoilers address several issues with the boss fight in the madness of King Charles. That was an odd... the mechanics of that boss fight were really, really odd. But I guess, what otherwise would have been a dirt easy boss fight, it took longer because you couldn't figure out what you needed to do. Longship sails to be opened during the dialogue scene upon arrival in Francia. Quest marker is misplaced on the Atlas for Homecoming. Duelists remained stuck on the mount and did not fight the player. Numerous issues with the barn bullfight. Siegfried could get stuck in the rot in the slums if the players placed a horse on the stairs. World map isn't opening after pressing the relevant key during the Rebel mission tutorial. The player cannot exit Little Mother's Sanctum if the conflict is initiated with either of the two NPCs in the tunnel before the dagger room. Confirmed kill scenes missing for Duelist, Hunter, Cavalier under certain circumstances. The Duelist sheep follow his dead body if the player carries it around. Players can interact with the door from the other side of the Gisicum ruin. Cannot progress in Little Mother after distracting her with explosive corpse, triggering the event. Addressed an issue that caused the finisher camera to not be disabled in the Siege of Paris despite turning it off on the menu. Wrath of Druids Expansion 1. Bed in Dublin was no longer accessible. People were getting that bed scene and then getting caught in it. I don't think I've ever had the bed graphic, so I've not had that problem. But I know that was glitching people's games. So now they just got rid of the bed. Courting the Kings does not update after freeing the prisoners. The trial of Morrigan cannot be started if it has been completed in a previous playthrough. Okay, so that now if you're doing multiple playthroughs of the Wrath of the Druids, you can do the Trials of Morrigan. Dublin Reach could not be completed as Azod was dead. Black Shuck attacked the player before the start of the cinematic camera ends. That's no good. Main quest, world events, and side activities. Address daily quest dialogue scene. Takes a long time to load and will end up having the camera underground when the daily quest menu opens. Okay. I'd not seen that. Bassam was missing at the beginning of Severing the Lines, unable to complete Under the Skin as Billy was stuck in the water. Quest marker in smashing the compass. Probably should have smashed that compass. Unable to speak with Soma after regrouping on the Isle of Eels. Unable to go fishing with Chaelbert and the Bloody Path to Peace. Chaelbert will never know peace. Unable to complete the King of the Hay People. Unable to complete the investigation of the 3 clues in the absence of the Elderman. Unable to complete the Walls and Shadows, and the cinematic didn't start its Walls and Shadows. No stones around the complete Stoneman mystery. Unable to complete the Yervishire arc as a player received Road to Hamerty as completing the Son of Jorvik. Old Cellar mystery couldn't be completed as the tablet wasn't there. Unable to interact with the NPC in Goddess of Birth. Players sometimes didn't receive Orphans of the Fens after completing the quest of the Great Scattered Army. Unable to access the quest The Way of the Berserker with Ubisoft Connect overlay disabled. The duel with Dag didn't trigger after sleeping during a storm is brewing. Hunwald doesn't follow Eivor if they meditate after drinking minigame in Homecoming. The boss and the extended family could get stuck under circumstances. The Plague of Rats not working during the last phase of the fight with Dag. Okay. River Raid's Mastery Challenge addressed. Enemies disappeared from some River Raid locations after looting a chest or its resets. Looting a resource chest does not award fabrics after fully completing at least one Mastery Challenge. Shrine. unable to return to the settlement after the river raid, unable to start river raids tutorial after loading an autosave twice during a river raid. NPCs fell from their stations occasionally and died in the mastery challenge. I was, of course, sending a lot of tickets to Ubisoft support about that one. Oil jars exploded before entering the Templeboro Fort range challenge if exiting and restarting the trial after destroying them. An alert level didn't increase when raiding a fortress. Mastery challenge achievements and trophies didn't transfer between platforms. Gold medal couldn't be obtained anymore during the stealth trial in the Kaleva outpost under certain circumstances. Oh, that's bad. Finally completed all those mastery golds. Yay! Graphics, audio, and animation. Numerous graphic or lighting issues, various animation issues, numerous menu narration issues, gameplay, combat, and AI, numerous NPC behavioral issues, finisher cameras for some animal takedowns isn't disabled while option is turned off. World instances where Eivor NPCs or longship would get stuck. Instances of misplaced floating objects or textures. Fast travel viewpoints while disembarking could cause Eivor to offset the location. User interface and HUD address numerous UI HUD issues. Numerous VFX, GFX UI elements weren't adapted for colorblind modes. Sort by call action in the rune section will now display the next sorting option available, one that's currently applied. Yeah, I mean, I think my big issues with the runes is, like, it's sorted okay in the inventory menu, but golly, it's sorted so terribly in the selling menu. It's terrible. Skills and abilities. Paladin perk for increased stamina consumption on attack didn't apply. Scythe of Tribulation perk wasn't working correctly. Couldn't sprint while on mount after acquiring Hydrum Slam. Moon's Cut perk activated if the player shot any object. Auto-pathing is not functional on main skill nodes. Eivor kept an arrow in hand after using some ranged abilities. Yeah, that happens a lot. Crescent Shields perks activates only once after parry and doesn't stack. Performance and stability. Improved performance and stability. Alright, subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Enjoy the new river raids in Title Update 1.31. It's coming on September 7th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Be ready.